is Kenzy Knoxx and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be finishing Joni Young's Hopes and Dreams Part 2. Well, that's my Part 2. Hers is one video, but since mine was taking so long, I decided to break it up into 2 videos into 2 separate days. So this is day number 2, and so you can see how far I've gotten so far. We got this going here, which is not looking too bad if you can see it. I don't know if there's enough light. It's kind of dark in here, so it kind of makes it a little hard to paint, but let's get started. Okay, so I think to begin off this video, number 2, we're just gonna jump on in, and I think what I want to do is, now that it's dried, I can see that down here's a lot lighter than I want it to be. I want this to be a lot darker in color, so I'm gonna take some burnt umber and some black and make a really dark color. I'm gonna take my size 8 filbert brush, and I'm just gonna really fill that tree in underneath because I really want it to be dark in color. I want it in the shadows. I have a little bit more light today, so it's easier to see, a little bit easier to see. It's still kind of awkward. I've got lights coming from all sorts of directions. I don't know. I need a spotlight is what I need. I need my regular lights. I need my studio. But anyways, okay, so now that we have that a little bit darker, it makes me feel better. I'm going to rinse out my brush. Tap out the drips. And now I'm going to use, we're going to use this little mop brush here. And it looks like what Joni did is, I didn't catch this yesterday, but she builds up colors. So she builds up her green, so it gets darker over here and just gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter until the center, which is extremely light and bright in color. And so I really want that same effect. And so I'm going to take some, actually I'm going to take campground green, which is a darker green color. It's very dark. It's almost like a black green color. I really want this to be dark. I'm just adding that all over, all over here, into here. And that already in itself has added so much depth. I'm just going to add some up here. Blend that out, because that should have been a lot darker in color than I made it. And even down here, I'm going to add some of this campground green. This is a fantastic color. I love this color. Okay, and go ahead and rinse out that brush. And you can dry it out. Set that aside to dry. Okay, so now I think we need that to dry before we add layers, or else it's really just not going to become what we want it to. And so I'm going to take my 1/4 inch flat brush, this little brush here, this little guy here, get this wet, tap off the drips, and I'm going to work on this path right back here. And I'm going to start with that campground green again. So I really want the depth that this will create, and when you create layers on top of it, it'll really stand out. You can just add it to the sides, you know, just where it goes down, where the moss grows down. And then just let that disappear. And now I'm going to take my size, I have a size 2 filbert brush that I'm going to be using, so I'm going to get some more campground green. And now we're just going to work on our little mossy area. So I'm going to pick up some green on a dry brush. I'm just going to come down the side of it and in the middle of it. We really want that to be dark. We're just going to use that tip of our filbert brush to create those leaf-like shapes. just by tapping. Tap, tap, tap. Pick up some more paint. Just tap. Then pick up some more paint. And we're going to tap. And we're just going to do this. We're going to continue just along and redo our moss. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why I didn't realize how to do this yesterday. This is such a simple thing that you learn from the get-go, and I forgot. Well, that's all that it is. I simply forgot how to do this, how to do brush, how to make little ferns. I'm just tapping so lightly. Now, once you think you're happy with that, I'm going to make this one just a little bit longer. I don't want them to be symmetrical. So we got some short ones. We got some long ones. We got some medium ones. That was just a little longer. This one I'm just going to make a little longer. This one just a little bit longer. And then she does just have some sweeping down, so you just sweep some down too. And this is with a dry brush again. I haven't wet my brush. It's so strange because some instructors will teach you that you should always touch your brush into water before adding paint to your palette, and that's not always the case. I learned that the hard way. So hopefully you don't have to. And you know what? I think I've actually added in more than she has, but that's okay. Now, we're gonna go back to path. I'm gonna take my neon green with the same velvet brush. Just go over it. Oh, maybe we should do yellow because that's the brightest point. So I'm taking neon yellow. I'm sorry, guys. Some neon yellow. And then it's going to come towards us. And she does keep that quite warm. So I might have to go back over that. And then as it comes towards us, I'm going to take a darker shade of green. Just kind of scoops that path. It's sort of like it comes over this way. Okay, let's rinse water brush. And then we are going to pick up another little brush like this. Another little mop brush that you have. Okay, so now I'm going to go and add a layer of marsh green over this green. And marsh green is this color green. I don't know if you can tell the difference. Let's see how much brighter. Oh yeah, that adds a little bit of something. We're just going to tap over this green, darker green, all the way over. Being sure not to cover the pathway, so I'll come down the log. And then bring that this way too. And then we're going to take that marsh green and bring it up this way, which I think we already have done, but that's okay. We'll go over it again. Everyone loves layers. I'll bring some of that over here. Highlight some of this down here. And maybe some of it over here too. Just sweeping it. I don't really understand where the light is coming from. I don't know if it's coming like straight down. That would make sense, I guess. And let's rinse out that brush. I'm gonna wait for those to dry. Hopefully they won't take too long to dry, but I can't wait to add the bright green up there. I'm very excited, but I'm thinking we should just go over our palms. So I'm gonna take my size 2 velvet brush again, and I'm gonna take that campground green and go over this palm tree leaf right here and redo this guy. I know we did a lot of work yesterday in part 1, and I'm so sorry, but this will actually add dimension here, painting in more 3D like effects. Okay, so now we're going to take, let's see, I'm going to take that campground green again, come down here and just really make some of these palm leaves really stand out. And we'll highlight these again. I just feel like I didn't do the right tone, and because of that they won't stand out as much as they should have or could have. So then even this one down here, you can barely see it. I really want these to stand out. And then there's another one up over here that we can barely see, so I really want this one to stand out too. And you can use a fan brush to do this. You can use a flat brush, you can use an angular brush, whatever brush you feel most comfortable doing this with. Let's see, coming out here, I'm just going to draw one right here. I feel like one fits right there. Pick up some more paint, that campground green, and I'm going to fix this one over here. I don't really like how this one turned out. That's the best part about painting, or acrylic painting. You can always fix mistakes, or happy accidents, as Bob Ross likes to say. And already I like this so much better, so much better. And I think I'm going to add another one up here. You probably won't be able to see until we highlight it. Okay, great. So let's wash out our brush. Okay, so now we're going to take, I would like to use a filbert brush to do this next step. So I'm using a large filbert brush. Okay, so I am going to go with a tone, it's like a lime, it's slightly darker than a lime green. It's called the palm tree green. I'm going to take that, start creating with a filbert brush, just tapping it over on top of this here, but not going over my path. Take some of that and come down here too, sweep some of this down here. And I think the fern is coming from behind the tree, so just be careful that you really get the bottom of the log and not on the log. Okay, go ahead and rinse out your brush. Oh, I'm sorry, it's called spring green. We're just going to tap in with our filbert brush, and we're just going to tap into some of these ferns over here. I'm just going to pull some of this down. And then I'm going to use my line, or neon yellow. I'm just going to pull some of that down over here too. I might have to use some white with this neon yellow because it's not really showing up, but we'll see. Again, that's neon yellow. Yeah, let's take some white, titanium white, and add neon yellow to it because I can't really see it. So I might have to do some layers over here. Because I really just want some of this to stand out real bright. Ooh, I didn't notice she did something. Okay, so down in the ground area, that's why she carried it over. Okay, so now it makes sense. I didn't realize why she took the ground green color over that way, but she took it and she created a grassland. So just take some of that green, come out. She comes out some way, a bit of ways. And then she takes it out on the other side too. And then we're going to take that aqua green color. I'm going to take just a little bit of that aqua. I'm going to wet my brush pretty well. I'm going to tap into that aqua. I have thick body paint, so I'm going to make sure it's pretty wet. I'm just going to add a little aqua down here. And then some aqua above here. And even over here. And then I'm going to take some lime yellow, or lime green, and just add a little lime green over here, just in the land. I'm just going to highlight just a little bit of that, and then some lime yellow, or neon yellow, I'm sorry, neon yellow. Just take a little bit of that and add that in. Okay, great, so now we're just going to take that neon yellow, and let's hope that we get this effect. Take that same brush, the same filler brush, and now we're just going to build it on top. And that's not going to show. Okay, so we need some white, some lime yellow. I mean, yes, lime yellow, neon yellow, neon yellow. So sorry, neon yellow. Remember, the paints dry darker in color than they do when they first appear on your canvas, but just make sure it's like the right tone. So we can go over this if we need to. And this goes all the way across. Okay. And I'm going to take that apple tart greenish color I have, and I'm just going to add it over here. This is more green over here. More green over here than it is that yellow color. So like I said, we build up to like this nice bright yellow area. So now we can wash on a brush, wait for that to dry. Now I'm going to take my number 2 filbert brush again. Go ahead and get that little wet, tap off the drips. Okay, and then we're going to take some of that aqua color and some white. I'm just going to highlight some of these. So not all the way. Just some of the way, like this one down here. I really like this color on the palms. It's such a gorgeous color. It really is. Okay, so that's that out. And now we're going to take another color. We're going to highlight the rest of the palm. So I'm going to take maybe some marsh green. Mix that up with a little bit more green color. And we're just going to highlight some of these. So I'm taking marsh green and I just added green to it. Just to make it a little more green in shade and hue. And to brighten it up a little bit too. And then I'm going to add a little bit of neon yellow to that color. To brighten it up a little bit more, we're going to come over here and highlight these. Oh, still look like it's showing. Okay, and then I'm going to take that same color, highlight this little hidden guy. And then just take apple tart greenish color. Went in and highlight this guy. Into this guy. This guy over here too. And this one. And then this one too. I'll take a little darker green. Come over in this one. I don't know why I'm having such trouble with this palm tree showing. Maybe that'll look better. We'll see. Okay, so now we're gonna add yellow ochre to our palette, which is one of my favorite top colors ever. Okay, and we're gonna take some yellow ochre. We need to fix our path. This is a warm yellow, I think. So I'm gonna add some white to it. Add a little neon yellow to it too. Hopefully we can get this a shade. This should be a warm shade coming to us, but we'll fix that after. As long as it's the right shade. Oh, that might work. Okay. And then I wanted to fix this palm leaf. This poor little guy back here. And I just actually rinsed my brush. We don't want white in there or that bright yellow. Just yellow ochre. I'm working with a thick-bodied yellow ochre, so I find it more difficult sometimes to work with thick-bodied paints, but that could just be me. Especially detailed work, I think thick-bodied paints are sometimes harder to control, but I'm going to take some more of that aqua green. Make this more aqua. Okay, and then I'm going to go with my number 8 filbert brush. And I'm going to tap into my yellow ochre, some green, try to make it a little marshy-ish in color, and just add some more green over here. Okay, and rinse that out real quick. And she's had ferns all over the place, but keep that close by because we'll need that. But I went back to my filbert brush, my large filbert brush that I have, and we're going to start in over here. So I'm going to tap into that campground green and start making foliage. I love this color green. It's like such a beautiful color. She's making ferns and she's doing all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna wash that out real quick. Oh no, she's done a lot. Okay, we are way far behind. So taking my size 8 filbert brush. So this is my 2, my 8. We're now gonna create some ferns. Get a little wet. We're gonna take that yellow ochre, adding a little campground green to that, which will give us a perfect marsh color green. We're just going to create some palms, maybe coming down this way. And then up on the top too. And then we're going to have a little guy come down here. Just tapping him in. Maybe add a little water to that. So it comes off the brush a little bit easier. There we go. Then we can add another little guy right there. Yeah, another fern coming down this way. Ferns are so fun. And then we can just add a little campground green and create a little bush right back here. And then take a little campground green. Yeah, a little more foliage up over here. Maybe a little right here. I feel like I'm gonna take some campground green. Let's create another one right here. Needs all something right there. Okay, so now we're gonna add, she's adding flowers, but I want to add more yellow to the top of this. So I'm gonna take neon yellow, just straight neon yellow. Just have it up top here. And I'm hoping that if we can layer that enough, maybe some white neon yellow, it'll really show up. So I'll start with some white, and then we can add the neon yellow on top of it. Okay, so we'll let that dry. She's gonna use a round brush number 5. Okay, so taking a round brush, I don't know what size this is. It's pretty medium in size. It's not small, it's medium. And I'm going to mix some red and some neon pink. And mix those two together with a little bit of white. And we're just gonna place those some over here. And maybe some right here. Over there. And now I'm going to add red to neon pink because this color doesn't match hers. It's a little darker. Okay. We can always come back and fix these. Just don't worry too much. I'm just doing little dabs here and there. Okay, so these ones need to be lighter. That's why she added white to them. I'm gonna see if I can do a little combo. Okay, so I'm gonna take neon pink, red, white, and neon orange. Let's see if that helps make it the color that we want it to be. Because these ones need to be darker, so I'm gonna rinse my brush out and just grab some red with some neon pink. Make those darker ones below shadowed. I think that looks really pretty. I'm happy with that. Okay. So once you find a color that you're happy with, you can go ahead and add a few more flowers in wherever you want. I'm gonna have to go over that again. Okay, so she said burnt sienna blue. So go ahead and wash your brush, put that aside. I'm gonna take some burnt sienna and black just because it's already on my palette. And she creates this stump that goes through. Okay, because I'm very technical, so I am going to say it's between 1/4 and halfway through your canvas, so probably like right here. It kind of comes down a little and kind of angles this way. And you want to have it come down this way. And we're going over this one. And then sort of through this guy. She's using burnt sienna and blue. It's pretty much the same effect. She's darkening it. She just doesn't like to use blacks because it tones it differently. And she wanted a blue shade to it, but I just don't have blue on my palette right now. I don't have room for blue. So, and then she has these little twiggy things coming down. You can just use the side of your brush, just tap it in. Make sure it does get thicker as it comes down. Okay, so now we're gonna have another branch that comes up over this way. I'm gonna draw it over my palm because she doesn't have a palm there. That's probably why, because she knew. Okay, then it's just gonna go this way and then come up this way. Kind of just branch off this way, branch off, sure, that way. Whichever way it goes. Then you can have some stuff coming down. This guy's a little skinnier, keep in mind. And it kind of just ends right here, I think. And then just drawing another one up over here. So let's see, skinny little doodad that comes over and hides. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little something that I just noticed in her painting, but I didn't see her do it, and she could have done it, and I just didn't see it. But I'm gonna take some neon pink, and it looks like she has some pink in her waterfalls, and I must have just missed that part. Okay, and then I'm gonna just grab a little bit of it with some water on my brush. I want it really watered down because I don't want the pink to take over the white or the blue. And so it looks like she just has a little bit of glare. And just a little bit over waterfall. Maybe I'll take some white to that. You know, I really need to keep adding media extender. I keep forgetting. So I'm just going to add some white to that pink. Because that was way too dark for my liking. I'm just going to add some pink to some of the waterfalls over here. Just a little bit. Okay, and I'm happy with that. So before we move forward, I do want to lighten again this little area because now I think we're going to create that little angel figure that is very beautiful. So I'm going to take some neon yellow and I'm going over the white that we had added, that neon yellow and white color that we had added, hoping that this will show up more and brighten up more. Which it has, so that's beautiful. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so now we're going to set your brush. Now we're going to create this little figure that she starts off with some brown and some blue, probably, I think brown. But she uses a round brush, so go back to your round brush. So I'm going to use a number 3 round brush. So the figure's going to be looking towards the waterfall in the background. I'm just going to touch up some of the flowers real quick with some pink.
Sorry, I'm going to take my blue and my burnt sienna again.
And this is good because I can get a feel for how the brush works, and I'm not going to use this for the figure, I don't think, because I don't have much control over it. So I'm going to...
We'll have her sitting here, so I'm going to cover this part up. I'm just going to pull a little line like this.
Okay. I'm going to grab a different round brush for the figurine. I'm going to start with a flat brush. Okay, so I have a number 2 flat brush that I'm going to be using. It looks like this. I'm more familiar with this brush, so I'm going to get the tip of the bristles wet and grab, I guess I'll grab blue this time because I do want it to be very similar to hers. And I'm going to grab phthalo blue because I love phthalo blue. It's like turquoisey. It's got like yellow undertones. And I'm going to take some phthalo blue and some dark burnt sienna and mix those two together. And then she creates a line that's about, she said, about 1.5 inches in length, going straight across. And I can't tell if this is the center of her. I'm gonna watch her paint it first for a little bit. And she creates like a backward L sort of shape. I need it to zoom out because I always draw these in wrong. Okay, so it looks like the line is centered, so we're going to create this straight line just like that. And then I think she did like this bent. All right, I'm gonna have to go back now. Okay, so she created leaning this way, and it goes up a little bit longer than it does. So kind of like that. She stumbles.
A little bit of white.
Add some
blue this time.
white with blue.
A little bit more white.
Oh, we're just
Like
softening
triangle. Line on the bottom.
all the way down to there. A little bit of a triangle.
Blue invert seam again.
A little bit bigger. Okay, and then I'm just gonna rinse out my brush real quick. Then we're taking that blue brown again, and then her leg. So it's like a literal triangle shape. So from where this meets, it's going to go up to a little past this leg, or I think this leg is going to be like folded that way, and then from here just goes down. If you're ever struggling with moving your paint on your canvas, just get your brush a little bit more wet, and it comes down to around the same level, and then has just a little foot.
That way.
And then her dress comes across
down here, but it's going to be kind of see-through.
This way. And then down a little bit this way to her knee. Okay, and then she's got a shoulder here. I don't know what this is. So her shoulder is like here. And then her arm is just gonna come down to her knee. I like to draw these out skinny first, and then thickening them up. That just works for me, and everyone's different.
And her head.
And then her head, which is like, I don't know, there's a neck here, but we can draw it in if we want to. And then just draw her head, which I'm gonna wait to see what. So her head comes out over her shoulder, which was right here.
Okay, then I'm going to take some white. I'm just going to lightly outline this here. Part of her shoulder.
And her hair
Down her arm.
comes down here.
Over her dress.
Oh, that's her dress.
Down her leg. And her foot.
Oh, we're adding white. I didn't realize that. Okay. So we gotta fill in her dress with that white and blue mix. So this is her dress. And then I'm just gonna rinse out my brush real quick. And then I'm gonna grab some white. And I'm going to grab a size 0 liner brush. Okay, so here's my 0 liner brush. I'm gonna get it wet. Tap off the drips and grab some white just on the tip. And we're going around her head. And around her shoulder. Down her arm. We're actually going to round out her shoulder, so we're going to round her shoulder out, and then we're going to do where her dress comes in a little bit, and then under that line that we created, grab water if you need it. My paint's not really slutty on my canvas. So now I'm just going to grab some white on the tip of my brush. Okay, and we're going to go down her leg. Actually, I'm going to fix up her arm. And then down her leg. And her foot. And she also does, she pulls it down here. Okay. Around her head. Add some wings with some brown, blue, and white. So she scoops up almost to the head. So they scoop down to about her shoulder, which is right here, so her shoulder. And then they like come around up and then down, I think, again, like that. And grab some more paint. And then again below it, except it's more like of a S sort of shape that ends below down there. Okay, so now we're going past her through here. We're just creating these wings. It should be more rounded. Oops, sorry guys. I don't have a reference photo, it's kind of hard. Okay, grab some white. And we're just going to... Why is my white so not workable? I have to put some more white on my palette. Oh, our white is so bright too. And then we're just doing each one of our feathers. And they go down. Out there. And then they start sweeping over this way. Come. Okay, and then she kind of just fills this in. Don't lose that shape though. Really want this to come up to a point. Like scoop down. In fact, I might use this thin body white. Okay, using a thin body paint. I'm gonna try that again. so much easier. Okay, so the blue and burnt sienna.
Just a little bit more.
And some white.
I've had a little bit of light right in here. A little bit more of my burnt sienna for her hair. You'll see a little bit of color.
Okay, burnt sienna just for her hair.
We'll add a little strap there.
Okay, and then the light blue and burnt sienna. We're just gonna go over her dress again. We need some more white in there. And she's adding just a little more white. And over. Okay, so now she's taking her hat with a dark campground green. And I'm using my liner brush again. I grabbed it by accident, but it's okay. We're just creating a little bit of a shadow, I believe. So I'm going to take some white on the tip of my brush, and it goes over. I didn't realize it went over this way. Okay, and then grabbing that campground green. I'm gonna grab my liner brush. Let's see. I'm just gonna come up this way. So thicker to thin, thick, thin, thick to thin. Okay. And she's filling in the leg a little more. I'm gonna grab a little cad yellow, some white. Or not cad yellow, yellow ochre and some white, and go over this white. And come down. Oh, her yellow looks a little brighter than mine. I don't, oh, it's okay though. Up to her shoulder. I'm gonna add a little more white here under her dress. It comes down. And it looks like she's adding that campground green actually, and some white to the. I'm gonna mix that up on my palette first. It's a very light green color, and she's just filling it in. Which mine wasn't that white to begin off with, so I'm gonna grab some white. Do some more feathering. This is my loose body paint. and then grab some campground green. And just so it gets a little darker up in here. Up along the ridge of the wing. Almost like a triangle back here. Goes down. Wash out your brush because I'm doing the other wing. Grab some white. And her wing comes up over her shoulder. And just kind of scoops. And then you go a little higher on the shoulder. I don't know why my paints are so difficult to work with. I don't know if they've just been sitting too long. I mean, they could be that long. I feel like they all dried out on me. Okay. So once you're happy with that, which I don't think she's done yet, pretty sure that wing needs to go up higher. She's just adding in more yellow and red. Okay, so now we're taking some lime green or neon yellow, adding that below her. Really lightening that up. Oh, and we're adding green to her halo. Okay, so taking my neon yellow, going around a halo, around her head, and a little right here on her wings. Sorry for, I don't know why, I just got the sniffles. Darn allergies, they just kick in when I don't want them to. Okay, and I'm just adding some more neon yellow to the areas around her. Okay, so for me, I want to add another flower, I think. I'm gonna grab some just neon pink, flat out pink. And I do want, oh, she's got flowers around here, I didn't even notice. Okay, and then one like under her leg. And then I'm gonna grab some more pink. And I want the one closer to her, like over here. Okay, that makes me happier. Okay, so let's continue forward. And with that lime yellow, or not lime yellow, neon yellow, sorry. Neon yellow down her leg. Oh, we added an arm at some point. Okay, so I'm going to take that brown and that blue color, and honestly, I don't know if I want to do this, but I guess her hand needs to be somewhere. I kind of wish her arm would go this way. It honestly looks like that. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Now I'm going to take some white. I did not highlight this before. I just come down over this area right there. Okay, and then, oh, she's adding little pink flowers to the neon yellow halo. So I'm going to fix the halo a little bit too. I want this halo to come down around her head. Doing a little more white. Draw that halo in there. Okay. I'm going to mix some campground green with some white. A nice green color, and lighten this up a little bit. Maybe bringing that up just a smidge. That. I need to darken it a little bit again. Okay, and then add some pink dots around. I take some neon yellow because she's holding some flowers. So in her hand, I'm gonna do some neon dots here. Those are gonna take a while to dry. Okay, so let's grab some more white. And we're gonna draw in more feathers. Gosh, my paint is so thick. Almost covering her hair. Okay, and then just grabbing more white. Making these, we want these magnificent angel wings, so use my liner brush, grab some white that is liquid, and draw in these a little more grand, I guess you could say. Oops, it's too much. Careful for your paint. Something like that. And then these ones too. Wings up into here. Draw some more white into her dress. We're adding some turquoise and white to her dress. That'll look really pretty. Okay, so her dress goes up over her knees, so for that color, make sure you draw it over her knee here. I think we need to lighten up our turquoise just a hair. I grab some of that phthalo blue and some brown. Mix that together, that dark blue color, and go between her wings just a little bit. I need some water. And then grab that light aqua color in white. We're just going to draw some lines up like this with our dress. Grab some white. Go on the top of her dress to highlight it. She goes over her knee. And she's bringing it over this way. Oh, I see her arm is supposed to be right there. Okay, so grab that blue brown color and we need to draw in an arm going this way. Like that. Grab some more aqua and white. Grab some of that phthalo blue and brown. We're just going to create some like little almost wrinkles here that go up her dress. And then on her forearm, we're going to add some white. Going out, so it needs more of that. We can't that green color, maybe even. Her arm needs to go out more. come down maybe. And then just draw some more. This dress comes up higher, I think. I need to thicken up her arm. Her skinny little arm. There we go, much better. Okay, and I think I'm gonna add a little more yellow ochre and white to the front of her leg. And then we're gonna add some neon yellow to our halo. To our halo, we're gonna add some pink flowers. Just like pink little flowers. And then we're gonna take some pink again. And just add some pink flowers down here, wherever. And then we can add some more pink to these flowers over here. Make them really pop. Use my sniffles. Oh, it's very obnoxious. Okay, and I'm going to take that ground green and just come up here. Oh, my brush is too wet. Bring it down. Okay, and then I did that campground green, add a little white to it. And we're just going to create some feathers. We're going to grab neon yellow, add that to her arm this way. Okay, and then I'm going to take, oh, I think we missed a palm tree leaf. Okay, so let's grab some green here, some medium green. We're just going to draw in a little palm tree right here, palm leaf, with our liner brush. And grab some like apple tart green, and we'll just highlight that real quick. And then I'm just going to take a little of that neon yellow with that apple tart green and mix those two together. And then you come over here and just do this one here. This one should be nice and bright. And I'll just take that apple tart. It's almost like transparent, so it's hard. You have to layer it for it to really show. Okay, and then I want to take a look at our painting one last time and make sure we're happy with it. Because I could go on and on and on. I'm just going to add a little more pink flowers here. Make those stand out just a bit more, and these ones too, which would be in the highlighted areas. Maybe two right there. Okay, now I'm done. Okay. I think. Anywho, okay. Thank you for watching my YouTube tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed this painting as much as I did. And if you did, please remember to like the video below and to remember to subscribe to my channel too, so that I know that you like the content that I'm providing. So other than that, I'd love to hear your feedback and comments, so feel free to leave those below as well. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye!